it is an honor to present these remarks following the successful tour of the e-learning ICT laboratory established here at Katsange High School. The project is being implemented by the Ministry of ICT, Postal and Courier Services and was prioritized under the 8th 100-day cycle program of the Second Republic. Categorizing a project under the 100-day cycle initiative facilitates monitoring and tracking progress to assist implementing agents in meeting their targets through exploring possible interventions to challenges that may impede the smooth implementation of projects. National Development Strategy 1 recognizes that the creation of a digital economy will be key in the realization of national priorities and overall socio-economic development. That is why it identifies information communication technologies as key enablers to economic development. The entrenchment of ICTs across the national development strategies is critical for the attainment of universal access by 2030. I am happy to report that during the NDS-1 period, government targets to increase the internet penetration rate from 59% in 2020 to 75% by the year 2025. Further, the mobile penetration rate is also expected to increase from 94% to 100% by the year 2025 in order to ensure improved access and usage to ICTs. You will be aware that the introduction of a nationwide lockdown in March 2020 to curb the spread of COVID-19 halted almost everything except for a few critical essential services. It also led to the closure of schools, forcing students to go on prolonged holidays. The pandemic has brought to the fore the importance of information communication technology in business, healthcare, education, and public services. The pandemic also laid bare the effect that many in our communities lack access to the internet as well as the equipment that would enable them to work remotely and access vital services through online platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, COVID-19 induced restrictions have impeded our traditional learning practices, and the learners have adopted e-learning as an alternative learning tool. Virtual learning has been adopted by all schools, albeit in an environment where cell phones and laptops are at the disposal of a few students. This is why government is promoting the establishment of computer laboratories in schools in order to give computer access to all children. It is against this background that I applaud the implementation of the e-learning laboratory at Katsenga High School, which will assist in ameliorating the ICT services infrastructure challenges confronting students in this jurisdiction. The tour has confirmed that a classroom was refurbished and converted into an e-learning laboratory. The classroom was installed with Wi-Fi to enable both local area network and wide area network connections, hence allowing pupils to access internet outside the brick and mortar structures. This project was also supplied with 30 laptops. All the 13 teachers at this school received ICT appreciation training to enhance utilization. I would like to applaud the parents and the Member of Parliament for supporting the initiative. It is important to underscore that the wish of His Excellency, the President, is for all schools to embrace e-learning. The ultimate objective is to transform our country into a knowledge-based society. This can only be done through accelerating the development and application of ICTs in support of economic and development, like we have witnessed today here. I am pleased that this project will benefit not only students but teachers and the community at large. I have been informed that strong winds recently blew off some roofs at this school. I therefore urge schools inspectors, responsible authorities and parents to collaborate in ensuring that contractors put up resilient infrastructure at institutions of learning. I have also been presented with a list of other requirements by the school authorities. The list includes the following items: the projector, solar system as power backup, furniture, security fence, roofing sheets for the senior science laboratory, maintenance of the 7.5-kilometer access road to the school, and the tablets for the teachers. I will be engaging my colleagues in government and other relevant stakeholders in order to attend to these urgent requirements. As I conclude, allow me to thank the Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution for the warm hospitality that has been extended to us and for welcoming us to this project site. I want to assure you that my office will continue to ensure that government programs are implemented according to schedule. I thank you.